Well, all eyes have been on Donald J. Trump and this assassination attempt on his life, and rightly so. So a lot of what's going on with the Democrats has kind of been pushed under the rug, so to speak. And I've got a lot to share with you. But I wanted to let you guys know before I dive into the report that I'm going to be doing a bombshell live stream on restrictedrepublic.com tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So California and Arizona time right now. I hope to see you guys there. I'll have details at the end of that, but I'm going to be covering in detail, step by step, what happened, questions that arise, and all the quote unquote conspiracies that are surrounding it. So hope to see you on Restricted Republic. But with that, right now, a lot of what's been going on with the Democrats has been pushed under the rug by the mainstream media, and it's just now starting to surface again. In fact, Joe Biden has just come down with COVID, and the timing on that is rather peculiar. So he's on lockdown in the White House, or he's supposed to be on lockdown in the White House. And as he's doing that, there is an unexpected threat rising from within his party. But I want to start with this because the fact that he has COVID right now kind of makes me hint that there's more to the story. Take a listen to what Biden said here on an interview.
Earlier, the president sat down with journalist Ed Gordon for an interview with BET News. Gordon asked the president if there is anything, including family members, that would make him reevaluate staying in the race.
If there had some medical condition that emerged, if the doctors came to me and said, you got this problem, that problem. But I made a serious mistake in the whole debate. And look, when I originally ran, you may remember it, I said I was going to be a transitional candidate. And I thought that I'd be able to move from this to pass it on to someone else. But I didn't anticipate things getting so divided. And quite frankly, I think the only thing age brings is a little bit of wisdom. And I think I've demonstrated that I know how to get things done.
So if he had some medical condition, then he would consider bowing out of the race. And immediately following that interview, we find out that he came down with COVID, right? The timing on this, CNN. President Joe Biden tests positive for COVID-19 at pivotal moment in re-election campaign. It goes on to state that it's unclear when and where the president contacted COVID-19, but the sudden diagnosis will take him behind closed doors at a time when Democrat lawmakers have been clamoring to see him out front. The CDC recommends staying home until the infected person has been without a fever, with no fever-reducing medicine for at least 24 hours, and symptoms have been improving for 24 hours. It then recommends wearing a mask for 5 days after. Now, Joe Biden was spotted outside the White House with the COVID with no mask on, which is just interesting. In other words, they're forcing everybody else to do it when they themselves are not even following their own protocol. But anyway, what I find interesting is what happened all around the time that he got this COVID, because in the same CNN article, they also state this, and it says, but even though anger and panic has been steadily rising inside the Democrat Party after Biden's alarming debate performance in Atlanta nearly 3 weeks ago, the White House and the Biden campaign are in a new place, multiple Democrat officials told CNN. It goes on, quote, the private conversations with the Hill are continuing. A senior Democrat advisor tells CNN, speaking on condition of anonymity to avoid alienating the campaign and the White House. He's been receptive, not as defiant as he is publicly. He's gone from saying Kamala can't win to, do you think Kamala can win? The advisor said. It's still unclear where he's going to land, but seems to be listening. Notice that all of this was included in the article about his COVID-19 diagnosis. Now, I'm absolutely convinced that If Biden did have Parkinson's or dementia or something like that, I'm convinced that they would not tell the American people. We won't know. Now, I could, however, see them saying he has COVID, but now the COVID has turned into long COVID. It's a medical condition, and Joe Biden said that he would drop out for a medical condition. This would be a long-term condition. And, he can no longer serve his duties as president. Could this be his way out that the Democrats have been begging for? In fact, right now, the Democrats are out there sabotaging and trying to put a halt to the DNC virtual vote or put it off as long as they can. Take a look at this on Axios. And these are two key players here. We have Chuckie Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries quietly pushed to delay Biden nomination vote. And this is a recent article as of yesterday. It was published. But here it states, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries collaborated to delay the process from formalizing President Biden as Democrats' nominee. Axios has learned why it matters. It is a signal that the congressional leaders sympathize with rank and file Democrats who want more time to address concerns about Biden's ability to defeat former President Trump. The DNC said Wednesday they won't hold their virtual roll call vote before August, providing that critical room. And this is exactly what the Democrats have wanted. They have been trying to push off their virtual roll call for later. And this is what Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries have seemed to accomplish. Now, of course, there's many Democrats calling him out, saying to step aside. Another one of those is now Representative Adam Schiff. He calls for Biden to end his 2024 presidency. And then also Pelosi, she said privately and publicly, I would state, or so it seems. Pelosi privately told Biden polls show he cannot win and will take down the House. Biden responded with defensiveness. So as you can clearly see here, they are turning against him. Now, I'm going to show you the most bombshell report now about why I think he is going to be stepping down any day. And this just came out as the making of this video. Take a look at this. And this is on the dailymail.com. Obama turns on Biden. Ex-president issues ominous warning to Joe amid frenzied speculation 81-year-old is about to drop out. But will Dr. Jill force him to stagger on? It goes on to state that several top Democrats say Joe Biden could call it quits soon. Biden's obviously recovering from COVID, and I think they could claim long COVID and drop from the race. But former President Barack Obama has told his allies of President Joe Biden that the 81-year-old should seriously consider whether he should stay in the race. As speculation grows, he could drop out within days. The Washington Post reported on Thursday that Obama, who's only spoken to Biden once since the disastrous debate, believes Biden's path to victory has greatly diminished. But he thinks the president needs to make the decision to quit himself. Obama's view of the state of the race comes after Axios reported that Democrat sources believe the drumbeat to exit the race from party leaders and friends will push Biden to make the decision to step aside as early as this weekend. And Obama is the kicker on this entire thing. If Obama says go, I do believe that Joe Biden will go. And whether or not he uses the claim of long COVID or not is to be determined. But it's interesting that he says, I said timing is everything, that he says at the beginning of this report that he would leave if he had a medical condition. A light medical condition comes up, but the light medical condition can turn into something long. Bam. You have Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, Nancy Pelosi coming out, and then the bombshell, icing on the cake, Barack Obama issuing that ominous warning to Joe Biden. Interesting, right? Meanwhile, to give you a little bit of humor, I want to show you how Trump responded to the debate between J.D. Vance and Kamala Harris. And this will put a smile on your face. But here it says, Trump campaign response to vice presidential debates. We don't know who the Democrat nominee for VP is going to be, so we can't lock in a date before their convention. To do so would be unfair to Newsom, Pritzker, Whitmer, or whoever Kamala Harris picks as her running mate. And that was according to Brian Hughes, the Trump campaign senior advisor. I mean, really, I mean, that put a smile on my face. Meanwhile, Joe Biden is literally falling apart. I want to show you this video. And what I want you to recognize on this video is he starts walking up towards the stairs. But when he gets to the stairs, it's really, really slow movement. He kind of pauses a little bit here and goes a little slower. There it is. There's the pause. Oh, this hurts. This isn't working too well for my body, but very slow. Then there's also this. And by the way, this video chills me to the very core, because to even think that this man is in charge of our country is insane. I'm going to play this in the background, but I want you to notice you have the Secret Service agent standing in the front, and in the back is the car, and that's Joe Biden getting into it. And you can see how much he is literally struggling to get in the car and, you know, feel like everything's okay. And it's almost as if his body's given out. And you can see the Secret Service guy kind of right there behind him, the shadow. The Secret Service guy moves in. There's the Secret Service guy's head. And he pushes him in, you know, moves his feet. Oh, there's the leg movement as Joe Biden's getting in this car here. This is the guy who has his finger on the nuclear button. Now you can see why the Democrats are calling for this guy to resign. And we told you this years ago, that he was breaking down. And unfortunately, the Democrats have done little to nothing until now, right? But then there's also this, until now that Obama has stepped up. But right, we also have this. Gateway pundit, Biden staffers slip him a note while on call with Democrat lawmakers, reads note out loud. You are sounding defensive. This is how gone this man is. It goes on a recent call with Democrat lawmakers to Assange concerns about his declining mental capacity and to shore up support for his continuation on the top of the ticket. Staffers handed Joe Biden a private note critiquing his tone and telling him to stay positive. Biden then read the note out loud to those on the call. According to the New York Times, a staffer gave Biden a note card with tips saying, "Stay positive. You are sounding defensive." Biden then repeated the private note on the call, seemingly reading directly from his staffer's missive. Interesting, right? Interesting. The timing on this couldn't be more precise. Obama has now come out. I'm not sure now. I've got a good shot, I think, that I don't think he'll survive by the end of this weekend as still running for president. I think they'll have him back down sometime soon. They've already finished the NATO conference, and I do believe that they're going to put Kamala Harris. As for her running mate, I have no idea who it's going to be. Could be Newsom. We just don't know, right? So wait and see. But Obama was the icing on the cake on this entire thing. But with that, I do want to dive back in to what we're going to be doing on Restricted Republic today at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So California time right now, also Arizona time, but Pacific time. But 5 p.m. today, Justice Knight and myself are going to be on the call. I'm not on the call, but on the live stream. But if you go there today, July 18th at 5 p.m., we're going to be really diving into the assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life, all the details, because there's all kinds of rumors and speculation and conspiracy, everything from MK Ultra to whether it was planned or staged or whatever. There's so many theories and rumors that are flying, and we're going to get to the nitty-gritty of what we think went on step by step by step, showing you, was there a ladder? Was there not a ladder? Was it 10 feet? Was it 12 feet? Was it fill in the blank. Did they know in advance? And all of this, please get to restrictedrepublic.com and use the coupon code Trump47. That's how you can sign up to watch. It is going to be exclusive on Restricted Republic, but you can get it for $2.99 per month for 3 years, and that comes with a 14-day free trial. So hope to see you there. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.